Hi, this is Quinoa's Cook, and today I'm going to be making beef, quinoa and beetroot burgers. The combination sounds so exciting, I can't wait to get started. I came across a recipe on a blog called Spoonshine. It's run by a person called Laylee. I'll put the link in the description box because I really recommend that you check it out. She's got some amazing recipes on there. The recipes are all gluten-free. Whether you eat gluten-free or not, there's definitely so much stuff on there. I was so inspired. I was flicking through recipes for such a long time thinking I want to make that, I want to make that. There's so many interesting things on there, and yeah, so check her out. All the stuff is in the description box, and yeah, let's get started. So I'm going to be using 500 grams of lean ground beef, about 120 grams of quinoa. I've got a 3-grain mix here. 2 beetroots, some fresh herbs. I've got some chives and parsley here. 1 finely chopped onion. I'm not sure if I'll need an egg, but I've got one here just in case. 3 roughly chopped cloves of garlic and salt and pepper to taste. Now the first thing I'm going to do is work on the quinoa. Now you always want to wash it really well, and I found that the easiest way to do that is with a sieve. So I'm just going to chuck it in here and go give it a good wash. So having it in a sieve, make sure that you can get the water through and really wash it without worrying about it going all over the place. Now, cooking quinoa is always a little bit touch and go for me. Even though I follow the instructions, I always find that I kind of manage to get it a bit overcooked. So I really don't want that to happen this time around. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover it with water, and I'm only going to, I'll check it every so often, and I'll only add more water if it looks like it's going to be hard. I think that's the best way for me to do it. So I'm just going to pour in, just so that it covers it a little bit, and there's maybe about a centimetre above it, above the quinoa. And yeah, and then I'll put that on, leave it to boil, and then once it's boiled I'll lower the heat, and hopefully it should be alright, and I will keep checking it just to see. Alright, so while the quinoa is going, I'm going to be working on the beetroots. Now I've peeled them and I've left them soaking in a bit of water, so hopefully it shouldn't stain my fingers too badly. I'm going to grate it and then we'll combine everything together. Alright, so I'm done with the beetroot, that's all grated, and so I'm just going to put that in a bowl. The quinoa is done as well, so I've just put it in a plate so that it cools down a bit quicker. I think it's pretty much there, so we're going to just add everything together now. So to the beetroot, I'm going to add in the mince, the onions, the quinoa, my chives and parsley, the garlic, some coarse pepper, and some salt. Now I'm just going to start mixing that in. I've got an egg on standby. The recipe didn't ask for one, or didn't include one, and but I'm not entirely sure. I think the quinoa is quite moist, and so is the beetroot, so that might hold it together, but I'll see how it goes as I mix it, and if it's necessary. Looking at it now, I think it might be, but we'll see how it goes, and if I need to, I will add it in. Okay, so this is what we've ended up with, and it is holding together reasonably well. I don't know if you can see on the camera, but I am going to add a little bit of egg. I've beaten 1 egg here, and I'm going to add just a little bit. I probably won't need all of it, but I think it will help just in terms of binding everything together. And I am going to have to use my hands at some point. I already did. But yeah, let me just add that in. A little bit more. Yeah, that's much better. I mean, I could probably have gotten away with combining everything without the egg, but I feel that this is just going to give it a little bit more hold, and it will make shaping them a little bit easier. So I just want to really make sure that everything is mixed in, trying not to spill everything everywhere. And yeah, okay, I think that's ready for shaping. Okay, so I've got the oven on at 180 degrees, and now let's get to shaping these things. Now the recipe is for 12 patties. I don't think I'll need all of that, so I'm just going to start with half, approximately half for now, and I will make about 6 6 burgers with that. I've got a baking tray here that's been lightly oiled, and I think about that size, maybe about a palm, a handful, the shape of my palm is approximately, should be approximately enough. So I'll just flatten that out. Just making sure that it's holding its shape, and it's about maybe an inch thick. So yeah, I'll just pop that in the tray and repeat that 6 times with this mixture. How gorgeous do those look? So these are the ones I'm going to cook now, and I've got the other 6 right here. I'm going to put them in, wrap them up in cling film and freeze them. Alright, so these are going in the freezer, and this I'll put in the oven for between 20 and 25 minutes. And I will need to turn it over once, and yeah, hopefully that'll be alright. They look really good, I'm really pleased. Alright, so that's all done. That's been in there for about 25 minutes now. And yeah, that looks good. Yeah, I think those are looking quite good on both sides. I mean, I have turned them around, but... Alright, I'm gonna just cut into one, make sure it's cooked, and I want to do it, oopsie daisy. Well, I wanted to do it that way, just because I thought it would be a bit better in terms of what I'm doing with it later on. Making a right mess of it. But yeah, it does look like it's cooked. It's a bit difficult to tell with the beetroot, but yeah, I think that's okay. Don't make a mess of it like I did. Okay, so that was a bit of a disaster. I wanted to put it in one way, but I think I'm just gonna have to do it the other. You'll see what I mean. But yeah, so this is basically everything that I'm gonna use together. I've got some lettuce, obviously the burger patties, some tomatoes, bit of basil, and some cheese, and so let's just put it all together. Doesn't seem like I can get the burger cut in a way that doesn't destroy it, but it's fine. And there we have it. And that's pretty much it. It looks good, doesn't it? Yeah, I hope this has been useful for you in some ways. I hope you definitely check out the Spoonshine blog. It's excellent. There's so many things that are on there. I'll probably be featuring a couple of other things in the future, just because there's so much on there that looks absolutely fantastic. If you wanted to do this gluten-free, I've got just a regular piece of bread here, but you could obviously use gluten-free bread, and yeah, I can't wait to dig into this. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Yum! Oh my gosh. Just want to see if I'm in the shot. I should be. What about this? Will you be able to see that? I almost had a runaway beetroot there. I mean burger.